Good Sunday morning, South Mississippi. Meteorologist Taylor Graham here, joining you from the newsroom again. And the cold front has moved through South Mississippi. So within the past few hours, things have really cooled down along the coast. Not only that, it's been turning pretty windy, and temperatures are going to be falling as we get into the rest of our Sunday. Now, we've started off this morning with some cloud cover, even a few light showers passed through this morning. The rain has pretty much moved out of the way. Now the main focus is going to be the cold air that will continue to filter in, not only this afternoon, but late this evening and overnight tonight. That's when the coldest air is going to be reaching South Mississippi. But let's take a look at our forecast throughout the rest of our Sunday. It's going to be windy and it will be chilly. If you haven't done so already, I would secure any of your outdoor holiday or Christmas decorations. They may be blowing around a good bit by the afternoon. And despite us seeing some sunshine later today, we're actually going to fall into the 40s this afternoon, and temperatures have been falling this morning thanks to that cold front. Not only that, it is going to stay windy today. We may see some gusts near 30 miles per hour out of the north. Definitely going to be windy over the Sound and also offshore. And today we have a small craft advisory in effect over the Sound. Offshore areas, we have a gale warning in effect where we could see some winds close to 35 knots, maybe even some gusts a little bit higher than that. So rough conditions expected today. Not a good day to take the boat out, that's for sure, with that very strong wind. Quickly looking at our tides, looks like we have passed low tide this morning, and we will be coming up on high tide as we enter into the early part of the evening. Water temperature before this cold front moved through, that was in the low 60s. There's a very high chance that later today that water temperature will be dropping a little bit more, and it will definitely drop overnight tonight. So tonight, that's when we expect a hard freeze along the coast and inland. Coastal areas, even south of I-10, by tomorrow morning are going to be in the mid to upper 20s, and we are expecting to spend several hours below freezing tonight. So this has the potential of being a pipe bursting freeze. So pipes need to be protected. Wrap any exposed pipes today. Maybe open up your cabinets tonight to let some of that warmer air circulate around. People and pets obviously need to be protected from this type of cold. Not only are temperatures going to be in the 20s, but it's still going to be breezy by tomorrow morning. And if you have any plants you would like to keep, make sure those are protected as well. Now, inland areas, especially Pearl River, Stone, George counties, have a pretty good chance of reaching the low 20s very early Monday morning. Mid-20s also going to be possible. So it's even more important for our inland areas to protect pipes along with people, pets, and plants. No doubt about it. We are dealing with some bitter cold here in South Mississippi tonight, and for many of us, we're just not used to it. We're not as acclimated to it, so it may be a bit of a shock to your system. Currently in Gulfport, as of about 9 o'clock, we are at 56, but temperatures are continuing to drop. Check out that strong breeze out of the north. Our tower cameras are shaking around. Does look like a little sunshine starting to peek through at this point, but the sun is not going to be warming us up at all. And notice not too far to our north, they're already in the mid-40s. 46 Poplarville, 46 in Lucedale. So the cooler air continuing to move in from the north. And we'll also take a look here too shortly at how cold it is up in North Mississippi. Now, we did see some rain associated with this front. The rain has moved out of the way, and satellite is showing some cloud cover sticking around, but gradually those will clear out of the way by the afternoon. Here's a look at current temperatures across the southeast. It is downright cold in Tunica, 22, 26 right now in Tupelo. Jackson has dropped into the mid-30s. We're at 43 in Hattiesburg. We're holding on to the 50s right now along the Gulf Coast. Looks like that temperature literally just dropped in Gulfport, now sitting at 53. So that happened a few moments ago. So we dropped 3 degrees within a matter of about 20 to 30 minutes. Drastic cool down, 50 over in Mobile. But that's nothing compared to what they are feeling in the Midwest. They are below 0 in Minneapolis. Chicago, right at 0. These are actual temperatures. This is not the wind chill. 20 in Memphis. And when you factor in the wind, look at that wind chill. It is brutal in the Midwest today. Wind chill minus 17 in Chicago, a wind chill of 6 in Memphis, and that's the South. It's not quite feeling like the South, I would say, today. But it is maybe putting some people a little bit more in the Christmas spirit. But it is definitely cold across the Midwest and even the Mid-South right now. And that cold air will continue to filter in later this afternoon and overnight tonight. Now for us, we are not going to see the wind chill below 0, but we do anticipate to have the wind chill in the teens by early Monday morning, which for our standards, and I would think for almost anyone's standards, that is downright cold. So Futurecast showing the clouds continuing to clear out as we get into the afternoon. I anticipate temperatures to drop throughout the day. We will be ending up in the 40s this afternoon. By the time we get to about 9, 10 o'clock, many of us are going to be at or even a little bit below freezing. And then we are expecting temperatures to continue to drop into the 20s by early Monday morning. I would say, now Futurecast doesn't show this, I would say that our inland area is likely going to be in the low to mid 20s right before the sunrise tomorrow. Upper 20s are expected along the coast. So again, emphasizing people, pets, pipes, and plants need to be protected tonight. We are anticipating a widespread hard freeze. It's not going to be quite as windy tomorrow morning, but it's still going to be a little bit on the breezy side. So with a little bit of a breeze out of the north and northeast, we do anticipate the wind chill to be in the teens. If you have to be out and about early Monday morning, I highly recommend a thick jacket, gloves, maybe even a scarf. Hopefully you don't have to be outside for very long, or else you run the risk of getting hypothermia if you don't take precautions like dressing properly. So we are in for some bitter cold overnight tonight. Tomorrow afternoon, beautiful, but not going to be very warm. Despite seeing a lot of sunshine tomorrow, we're only getting into the upper 40s and low 50s, which is roughly about 15 degrees or so below normal, even for us in the middle of December. Then there is a chance that we could be seeing more of the 20s Monday night into Tuesday morning, especially if you live farther inland. That's where another hard freeze is going to be very likely. On the coast, maybe looking more so at the upper 20s and low 30s, but still anticipating another freeze. I would highly recommend still protecting pipes just in case we do see temperatures drop a little bit more than that. Of course, people, pets, and plants for sure will need to be protected Monday night into Tuesday. But once we get past Monday night into Tuesday, we'll start to see our temperatures recover a little bit more, and the end of the week is looking quite a bit warmer. So the wind today is going to be very strong, especially right along the coast. And again, offshore areas, the gale warning remains in effect. We will likely see some gusts at times today near 30 miles per hour. Once we get into the overnight hours, still going to be pretty breezy. The wind backs off a little bit, but it's still going to be very breezy over marine areas, and that gale warning remains in effect offshore, still keeping that small craft advisory in effect over the sound. But even onshore, over land, we're keeping gusts near 20 miles per hour, and it will be a little bit calmer by Monday morning, but it's not going to take much of a breeze for it to feel quite a bit colder by Monday. Then the wind continues to die down throughout the day on Monday, and eventually the wind is going to be much calmer by Tuesday morning. So high temperatures this week, they are all over the place. We've already seen our high temperature of the day today, which right around earlier this morning, even before the sunrise, we started off in the low 60s. Those 60s are long gone. So temperatures will continue to drop throughout the day today, 40s tomorrow, and then by Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to be right back into the 60s and 70s. Now, it does look like another cold front will move in by the end of the week, by Friday. Not going to be an Arctic blast like what we're dealing with today, but we will be cooling back down a little bit more by Friday and Saturday. Not by much, though, and we are not anticipating another freeze once we get past Monday night. Wednesday morning still going to be very chilly with temperatures in the upper 30s, low 40s, but for the most part, we'll stay above freezing, and then by Thursday and Friday, the mornings are going to be much more mild with those lows back into the 50s. Quickly talking about Christmas, too early to really pinpoint details, but we're getting a lot of questions about this. Generally, looks like the pattern is going to be pretty warm the days leading up to Christmas. Obviously, we live in South Mississippi, so the chances of a white Christmas regardless are pretty much slim to none each and every year. That is not going to be the case this year. We are obviously We can wish all we want, but we're not going to have a white Christmas unless you go to the beach and enjoy the sand. Now, it is going to be warmer than average, it looks like, this year for Christmas and also Christmas Eve. This is still several days away, so things could change, but the overall pattern is looking warmer than normal heading into our Christmas. But stay tuned on that. A lot of details to work out. Just wanting to give people a general idea. I know some people would rather have a cooler Christmas. Doesn't quite look like that's going to happen this year, but obviously it is going to be much cooler tonight into tomorrow morning. Not even cooler, just flat out cold with temperatures in the 20s. So again, pipes will need to be protected along with people, pets, and plants. We're likely going to be staying in the 40s tomorrow afternoon, even with some sunshine. And then we will gradually warm up a little bit more by Wednesday and Thursday. As far as rain chances go, not overly impressive this week. We may see a few showers by Wednesday and Thursday, but it doesn't look like a big washout at this point. So time now is 9:27. We continue to watch temperatures drop across South Mississippi. I know there's a lot of runners still out and about this morning running the Gulf Coast Marathon. I'm sure they are battling the wind, but at least it's not overly hot, and of course it's not humid thanks to this cold front, so hopefully that helps them out a bit. But we will have an update or a recap of the Gulf Coast Marathon coming up tonight during our evening shows. I'll have another update on our forecast tonight coming up at 5:30, so hopefully you will join us there at WLOX.